I'm training to run a sub 48 second 400, and in this series I document all of my workouts and bring you guys along on the journey so you can see exactly how I progress over time, modify my workouts throughout the year, and hopefully break 48 seconds in the 400. In this week of training, I do some hard lactate work, strength training, endurance training, and ran a huge personal best.
No way.
It's Monday, July 1st. Getting ready for my second month of training. Today is going to be a mix of a speed and acceleration day. So doing a few 10-meter flies and then probably some 10-meter 4-point starts. I forgot my blocks again, so just be doing 4 points on the ground, which is not ideal, but gotta work with what you got. And then I have some long isometrics I gotta do afterward. I'll either do those here or at home. Let's do it. I went through a pretty typical warm-up, doing some multi-directional work to get all my muscles loose and ready to go, followed with some form drills and a bunch of dribbling at the end, which I love doing to prepare for speed work. So I just got through most of the warm-up. I'm having some issues with calf tightness and Achilles soreness, which I have been the whole time I've been training. Once I'm warmed up, I usually feel pretty good, but as I'm walking around in the evenings afterward and stuff, and especially in the mornings when I first wake up, I just feel this constant tightness and soreness in that area. For now, I'm just gonna try to get a couple solid sprint reps in, a few good accelerations, and try to leave myself feeling decent for 200s tomorrow. .12, not bad for a little warm up, super slow build up. Try to go a little faster on the next one. That felt pretty fast. Woo. So that was pretty quick. Just ran 1.012. So 0.005 away from my PB on only my second rep, so got a pretty good chance of doing something fast today. Hit 1.015 that time. I was hoping for a little faster, of course, but I could feel I got a little tripped up during my acceleration phase. And if you don't accelerate right, it's very difficult to hit your proper top speed. So gonna try not to overthink it, just jump into the next one. If the next one's also a little slower, I'll switch over to acceleration work. If the next one's good, I might just leave this as purely a max speed session. I just ran that one. I finished, I literally said, oh man, that one was definitely slower. Guess what? I just ran a massive PR and I was 0.001 1/1000th from breaking one for the first time. It's okay, I'll get it next time. On a slightly calmer and more serious note, that's really sweet. I was not expecting to run a PR today, especially not after the last rep getting a little slower. I was like, ah, shoot, today's just not my day. But I guess today is my day. Obviously, this isn't quite how speed works, but that gives me a theoretical ceiling of 11 flat in the 100. So again, that doesn't mean I can run 11 flat, but that's my new ceiling. So that's really cool. I've had a long-term goal of breaking 11, so we are getting a lot closer. What's also crazy is I used to be scared of doing endurance work because I thought it would interfere with speed training adaptations because of how heavy the stimulus is for your nervous system. But this is, I think, back-to-back weeks, or if not, it's a week with a week off and then another week of PRing while I'm doing endurance work. And not just normal endurance work, I'm doing hard lactate workouts. And I'm still running speed PRs. Now you could argue I'd be running better times if I wasn't doing the endurance stuff, and that's probably true, but 400 runners have lots of things they need to be good at, and the longer you expose yourself to a stimuli, the better you get at dealing with it. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get one more in, but I'm not expecting anything. I'm not gonna try to force anything. I'm just really happy with this. Just ran a .992. Last year, I would run on the windiest days. I think I ran on a day with like 23 mile per hour winds, and I never even dreamed of touching that time. But I just destroyed the 1 second barrier. My PR was 1.007, and this is a 0.992. This is absolutely insane. It's 12 mile per hour winds with 19 mile per hour gusts. I'm kind of mind blown. I cannot believe I was trying to 0.992. After that workout, I went home and did some long isometric holds. I don't have a way to prove it, but I'm convinced that doing these played a role in running such a big PR. They are so good for your tendons and have quite a few benefits for your muscles as well. I'm doing these holds for pretty long periods of time, and you could definitely hold weights and go for shorter periods of time if you prefer it, but part of what I'm chasing at this point in the year is some muscular endurance benefits and things like increased capillarization or blood vessels in the leg muscles. This will improve my capacity to handle large volumes of training and also make it easier for me to recover from that training. If you guys haven't tried these yet, I highly recommend that you do. Alright guys, it is Thursday, July 4th. I was supposed to come back on Tuesday and run 200s, but on Tuesday I woke up and I was feeling kind of off, and I checked my metrics from my watch and it said my heart rate variability was super screwed up. And heart rate variability is one of the key metrics for recovery and shows sort of what state your nervous system's in. And I was not interested in getting myself into a big state of fatigue this early in the year, and so I just went ahead and took 2 back-to-back rest days. I think running such a big speed PR on Monday just kind of threw off my system. Today I have a 300, 30 seconds rest, and then a follow-up 40 meter with a rolling start, and then a walk back and a 30 meter, again rolling start, and then I'll have about 10 or 15 minutes to recover, and then I'm gonna run a 150, and then another 30 seconds, and then 40, and another walk back and a 30. Heading into the 300, I actually got out pretty well, which is rare for me. My goal was to stay smooth and strong all the way through, and hopefully hit something relatively close to my goal 400 pace. I surprised myself a little with how strong I felt heading into the last bend, and while I'm sure I decelerated significantly, it didn't feel like nearly as much as I would have expected. This is a day that I felt confident. If I had continued that rep all the way out to 400 meters, I would have run a PR. For these backup reps, I just rolled in and ran them as fast as I was capable in the moment. They felt pretty quick, but I would assume that if they were timed, I was probably moving pretty slowly. So I was using my phone as a touch starter, so that means it's completely accurate timing minus reaction time, which is probably like 0.1, 0.2 second difference. And I ran a 36:30, so I'm very happy with that. Obviously it means I'm averaging about 12 seconds per 100. That's pretty much where I want to be right now. Later on, I'll probably want to be down 35, maybe. I think 34 mid is like my target for toward the end of the base phase. Having a 36:30 already, I'm very pumped about. And those backup reps, I didn't have a timer going, but they felt fast. And I'm very happy about that. Felt strong, felt powerful. And usually I don't after running a 300, so very cool. I don't have a goal in mind for the 150. I mean, hopefully it'll be under 18, but I haven't mathed out what my 150 pace would need to be. Regardless, I'm just gonna try to be up tall, have good form, be nice, powerful, and smooth. I actually don't know what happened here, because it looks like I was moving really well, but I ended up with a time I wasn't very happy with. Regardless, I achieved my goal of getting up tall and staying smooth, so I can't complain too much, and the follow-up reps weren't too bad. You can definitely tell I was hurting. I look a little bit stiff and uncomfortable. I was thrilled with how the workout went overall, and I went in for a lift afterward. I was using this belt squat machine, which I've never used before and I will never use again. It was very uncomfortable, and the strength curve felt really weird, and it was digging into my hips a lot.
I was able to go heavy by the end, which is always a plus, but I would much rather squat, deadlift, or leg press than use this thing. I followed that up with some classic machine hamstring curls and some upper body work.
It's July 5th. Had a really hard workout yesterday, as you guys saw, and my recovery metrics are all screwed up again, so my heart rate variability was low overnight. And I can definitely feel it. I'm feeling off today, but that happens sometimes. It's not a huge deal. Today is not a session with heat, as someone might call it, so it's not fast. It's more of an endurance day. So even though my metrics are off, I'm still gonna do my best to push through the session. I have 3 300s with 100-meter jog recovery, or about a minute, and they should be between 47 and 52 seconds as of now. I'm probably gonna aim for the higher end of that because, like I said, I'm feeling off today, and it's pretty early in the year. So I'm aiming for about 50 seconds on these. And again, just a minute recovery between each. And after 3, I have either a lap jog or a lap walk. I don't remember which. And then I have 3 more.
This workout is pretty strange and feels a lot different than the other workouts I've been doing. It comes down mostly to proper pacing, and luckily I have lots of experience with that from my 8-ish years as a distance runner.
$49.22. It's so humid, it's hard to breathe.
You can tell that while I retained my ability to pace myself from my distance running days, I did not retain much of my fitness. Every time I talk, you can hear me getting more and more out of breath. But hey, at least I'm working on it. I'll be fit eventually.
$51.61. Got it a little too easy that time. $47.23. This is feeling tough, but I have a lap walk recovery.
The lap walk was a great mental reset, and I went out intending to hit the next 3 hard.
$48.27.
This is very much a workout where during the reps you feel like you're dying, but once you have a few minutes of recovery, you realize it wasn't that crazy hard. It's definitely nothing like running an all-out 300 or 400.
49.38.
I like to try to push a little bit harder on the last rep within reason, and that is exactly what I did here.
$47.29. Guys, this workout sucks. I can't breathe. Would recommend. I'm really happy with how that went. I came in tired, heart rate variability screwed up, and I pushed through. I thought I could do it, and I did. Kind of surprise myself every time that happens, but let that be a lesson. Sometimes you don't feel good. A lot of the time, if you can push through it, especially for more moderate or endurance style days, you can still get in a really good workout, and you guys should try this. This sucks.